The sky is already dark when the Australopithecus clan moves across the open grassland, hands filled with roots and berries pulled hastily from the soil, small stone flakes clutched like talismans of survival. Above them, clouds churn with an alien fury, swollen masses, twisting like predators, ready to descend. A hot wind pushes through the savanna, flattening tall grasses and bending acacia branches until they creak. The clan senses what is coming long before the first raindrop falls a storm. Unlike any they have known, a monster born of the sea, but reaching its claws deep inland. Mothers tighten their grip on infants carried on hips. Hunters press together their crude stone tools, gleaming faintly as they instinctively form a defensive knot. The wind rises to a scream, ripping leaves from trees in a torrent of green confetti. The smell of ozone burns the air. Thunder cracks like the sky itself being torn apart. The Australopithecus move low and urgent toward the shadow of a limestone ridge where caves lie hidden. Their bodies, small yet wiry, strain against the gale as grasses whip and stones pelt their skin. One child is blown from her mother's grasp, rolling in the mud with terrified eyes, until a male lunges forward, scooping her up and bracing his body against the storm. Lightning ignites the horizon, and for an instant, the whole world is a strobing battlefield of water and fire. The clan pushes into the cave mouth, just as the sky empties with ferocity, rain lashing sideways like shards of stone. Inside the cave echoes with the sound of ancient terror. The winds roar, the thunder's endless growl, the cries of children muffled against chests. Yet danger is not banished. The cave is no sanctuary, but another battlefield for deep in the shadows. Two glowing eyes flare the slow blink of a leopard disturbed from its lair. The storm outside howls like a god. The predator inside waits with silent hunger, and between them crouches the fragile thread of human survival. The hunters spread out, crouched low, gripping their stone flakes as though they were spears. The leopard growls a deep vibration against the storm's scream and edges forward, muscles rolling like liquid shadow. One young male seizes a burning branch from lightning-struck wood smoldering near the entrance, waving it high, sparks flying in wild arcs. Fire, still a mystery, still half-divine, erupts as the clan joins his stand, brandishing stone wood and flame in defiance. The leopard hesitates, snarling, before slinking deeper into the cave, eyes still burning with hatred. Victory is small, fragile, and fleeting. But in that moment, survival is written not in words but in action, unity, courage, and the refusal to surrender. Yet the storm outside grows only stronger. The river swells, the savanna drowns, and water begins to pour into the cave mouth, a rising tide that hisses at their feet. Forced once more into the wrath of the hurricane, the clan clutches each other and pushes into the night, where lightning rends the sky and survival itself becomes myth. The clan emerges back into the savanna, where the storm has turned the land into an ocean of mud and broken trees. The hurricane lashes them with sheets of water so heavy they can barely see each other. The tall grasses are bent, flat rivers of brown water, carving new paths through the earth, sweeping away roots and small creatures in torrents. The Australopithecus struggle to move forward, clutching each other, children bound to their mothers with twisted vines, hunters leaning into the wind like frail trees about to snap. Their destination is a cluster of fig trees on higher ground, a place known for fruit and for hollow roots, where water can be trapped. But the journey is a gauntlet. A massive branch ripped from a tree by the storm crashes down among them, splintering with a thunderclap that rivals the sky. One young male is struck across the back, falling face first into the flood. His clan rushes to pull him up, but the water drags him, threatening to take him away. In a moment of instinct, two females grip his arms, planting their feet deep in the mud, pulling with every muscle until he gasps back to life, choking on the storm yet alive. Ahead, the swollen river cuts their path. Normally a shallow stream where they drink and collect fish, it is now a raging beast swollen with debris, carrying logs and carcasses in its foaming jaws. To cross means death, yet to remain means drowning where they stand. The alpha male, his hair plastered to his face with rain points, with a guttural cry toward a fallen tree bridging the river. A narrow lifeline above the torrent. One by one they crawl across, clinging with desperate fingers, the wind threatening to hurl them into the abyss. Midway across, a cry erupts from the dark water. A crocodile surges upward, jaws snapping, pulled toward the bridge by floodwaters. The clan screams without words, their bodies twisting with fear. One female drops a stone, striking the beast's snout, buying precious seconds as the rest scramble across. When the last youth leaps to safety, the log is torn free and swept away into the endless night. Exhausted, trembling but alive, they huddle beneath the fig trees. Fruits torn from branches litter the ground, soaked in mud, yet still edible. The clan devours them with frantic hunger juice and rainwater mingling on their faces. But the storm is not finished. A funnel cloud spirals down in the distance, ripping trees from the earth and hurling them skyward. The clan knows instinctively that to survive they must burrow, cling, and endure. They dig shallow pits with bare hands, pressing children into hollows and covering them with branches, crouching over them as shields of flesh. The wind roars like the voice of a furious god, tearing at their hair, bending their spines, testing the limits of their endurance. Above, the hurricane dances with chaos. Below, the Australopithecus cling to the earth itself, their survival etched not by strength alone, but by the raw unity of the tribe. In that crucible of storm and mud, a myth is being forged, the first whispers of humankind against the endless rage of nature. When dawn breaks, the savanna is unrecognizable. The storm has carved the land into new shapes, rivers where none existed, hills stripped bare, trees uprooted and flung across the plains like the bones of giants. The Australopithecus clan rises slowly from their pits, bodies caked in mud, eyes hollow with exhaustion, but still burning with the will to endure. Infants cry weakly, soothed by mothers who rock them against their chests, whispering comfort without words. The hunters stand bruised and cut, but alive, their stone tools still clutched in fists, as though survival itself were a weapon. They refuse to release. Hunger gnaws at them, and so they move carefully through the wreckage. Fallen fig trees yield broken fruit, their sweetness diluted by rain but still a gift. They gather what they can, weaving makeshift baskets of wet grass to carry the harvest. Yet danger lingers. In the distance, the carcass of an antelope lies half submerged, and circling it are hyenas, their laughter cutting through the silence left by the storm. The clan stiffens. They know the predators have grown bold, following the scent of weakness. But the Australopithecus do not scatter. Instead, they form a ring, shoulders pressed together, waving sticks and stones, shrieking with primal force. For a moment, it seems futile, the hyena's bare teeth stepping closer. But then, with fire still remembered in their gestures, the clan charges, stones hurled, branches swung. The scavengers recoil, startled by the unity of their prey, retreating to shadows. Victory once again is survival. As the sun climbs higher, warmth spreads across the drenched savanna. The clan gathers in a circle on dry ground, Fruit piled between them, children nestled against their elders. They eat slowly, not only to fill their stomachs, but to honor the triumph of simply being alive. In their gestures, shared food, shared warmth, shared watchfulness. There is the first spark of something greater than survival, a bond that hints at future kinship, memory, and myth. The hurricane has tested them, broken the land, and nearly broken their bodies. Yet, in enduring it together, they have written the first chapter of resilience. When night falls again, they curl close beneath the stars, the air now calm, the grass whispering as though singing a lullaby. Infants breathe evenly, hunters keep silent watch, and mothers rest with arms draped protectively. The storm has passed, but its story lives on in the flesh and the instinct of the survivors. For in that battle with the sky itself, the Australopithecus discovered the truth that will echo through all of human history, that survival is not the triumph of the strongest alone, but the unbreakable power of a tribe united against the fury of the world.